Malcolm, the Registrar of University College London, is about to retire in July 2013. To commemorate his many years of service, the university leadership held a unique farewell ceremony for him. All members of the university board were present. In addition, there was a special figure in the crowd. The person was dressed in old-fashioned clothes, wearing a straw hat, with a pale complexion. He looked out of place and even a bit eerie in the surroundings. The truth is not complicated. This was a real corpse, which had been deceased for over 170 years. The body had been specially treated and had turned into a mummy long ago. It had attended significant ceremonies at University College London 3 times as an esteemed guest. At the end of each ceremony, records would symbolically note the date of attendance, but without any speech. Now the question arises, what kind of person could still hold a position at an internationally renowned institution a century after his death? Why was he made into a mummy? And why does University College London insist on such an absurd and bizarre tradition? This video will take you through the legendary life of the zombie Professor Jeremy Bentham. After hearing about many great scholars' achievements, many people might find the name Jeremy Bentham quite unfamiliar. In a way, Jeremy Bentham can certainly be regarded as one of the few top geniuses in human history. This eccentric old man, born in London, England in 1748, has been calculated by later scholars to have had an IQ as high as 184 in his youth. He taught himself Latin at the age of 3. He mastered the violin at 7 and entered Oxford University at 12. He received his master's degree at 17. By 19, he had obtained his law license, a true child prodigy. The occurrence of child prodigies in history is not low. How can we demonstrate his uniqueness? Here, we must mention a series of shocking philosophical ideas Bentham published in adulthood. The next part may be a bit verbose, but I will try to make it simple, clear, and engaging. Bentham believed that humans are essentially animals that pursue pleasure and avoid pain. Based on this animalistic nature, he proposed the concept that promoting happiness is good. Otherwise, it is evil. This became the foundation for Bentham to establish a new philosophy that has profoundly influenced modern society. This philosophy is utilitarianism. What does this new school of thought do? For example, Bentham was a very progressive advocate for animal rights in the 18th century. However, Bentham was not an extreme vegetarian. Simply put, Bentham's advocacy for animal rights stated that outside of natural survival laws, humans have no right to deprive animals of their inherent rights. In today's society, people maintain a unified disdain for those who abuse animals. Jeremy Bentham played a significant role in shaping this type of moral view. Because over 200 years ago, there was a view that deemed lower animals as lacking language and wisdom. As a result, how they were treated should not increase human guilt. Now, we can see that this statement is obviously problematic. However, if you wanted to refute this theory, where do you think your argument should start? Whether animals have language or wisdom is actually a trap set by the opponent, because you can't prove it. Following their logic, you completely fall into a self-evident trap. So how did Jeremy Bentham cleverly counter the opponent's argument? But whether they can feel pain. Now let's revisit the basic principle of utilitarianism. Promoting happiness is good. Otherwise, it is evil. Humans and animals are no different. Harming animals thus becomes an evil act. Bentham did not choose to directly tackle the trap, but instead established a new order. However, this logic is not without flaws. I believe you have already recognized the blind spot. No matter how twisted a sadist may be, he is nonetheless a person, right? He obtains pleasure from abusing animals. According to the description of utilitarianism, promoting happiness is good. So the sadist behavior would be considered good. How does it become evil then? This question leads us to a deeper exploration of utilitarianism. The highest moral principle is to maximize happiness, ensuring that happiness overall surpasses pain. Animal abuse will only yield pleasure for a few sadists, while many empathetic people may feel discomfort or even pain. The same goes for animals, slaves, infants, women, and the elderly. Thus, Any unfair treatment of vulnerable groups should be regarded as evil. What utilitarianism aims to express is the pursuit of the greatest happiness for the greatest number. Jeremy Bentham subsequently proposed various advanced ideas, such as economic freedom, separation of church and state, freedom of speech, gender equality, anti-racism, and the abolition of slavery. He even suggested a draft proposal to legalize homosexual acts in his unfinished manuscript. During his 84 years of life, Jeremy Bentham did not experience any particularly dramatic stories. His life was smooth, successful, and dull. The only time he acted out of character was before his death. He did not want to be buried in the ground or cremated. If my death could continue to create scientific or emotional value for future generations, I wish for my body to be preserved permanently. On June 6, 1832, Jeremy Bentham passed away. To follow his will, one of Bentham's doctor friends performed a special embalming on his body. Unfortunately, due to poor skills, serious problems arose during the dehydration process. Bentham's head appeared to be as deflated as a large, sun-dried jujube. In the photo you saw at the beginning of the video, the body below the head is indeed Bentham, no doubt about it. He wore clothes on the outside, but inside there were only bones. And because his head was so horrifying and distorted, it was ultimately replaced with a wax model. The real head was placed at his feet. Why did his corpse appear at University College London and become a unique cultural symbol for the school? It was primarily because Jeremy Bentham donated money to the newly established University College London while he was alive, becoming a small shareholder. After his death, the founders of University College London, who greatly admired him, bought his body back. They revered him as the spiritual founder of University College London. For the next 180 years, Jeremy Bentham truly found a home at University College London. During important anniversaries, such as the centenary and sesquicentennial celebrations, his body would be brought out to symbolically hold a board meeting, present but without voting. When not in session, Jeremy Bentham sat in a glass display case in the university library, overseeing the students and ensuring they studied hard. Just as he said in his will, even after death, he could still provide scientific and emotional value for future generations. Interestingly, although there is a century-old mummy in the school, this situation seems bizarre. Nevertheless, during their daily interactions with this mummy, the students at University College London did not feel discomfort. Instead, they developed a unique affection for it. Taking pictures with Jeremy Bentham's head removed was just a minor prank. It is said that there was once a student who stole the real head under Bentham's feet and demanded a ransom of 100 from the school. After some haggling, the school leadership eventually resolved the situation by paying 10. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.